Momentum that they're trying to gain from that first goal. They will go back wall and nobody's there. Dupes, his second of the game. Here he can tell he's been doing just that. Great pass, good read from Breadman. Shut down again
by the Golden Wolves. Balance to the crossbar.
NECC week number 4 comes at you this beautiful Friday. At least it's beautiful where I am.
Golden Wolves of Alvernia going against the Pacers of Marywood. That is a very tight divisional matchup.
The White first coming in with Valence, Dupes, and Breadman to make out in this 3 rosters at the collegiate level here in the Champions Division here. Well, we got both teams on the pitch. So let's go ahead and get to it. 5 minutes on the clock, and game number 1 starts now. To get it back out this inner field and clear the zone.
I like the reminder punches that we're getting out of Marywood, that they can kind of strike at any given time, and the Golden Wolves are having to respect that, and they bring it straight back to them. Man, we got camera shake, heck yeah. Breadman will get this entire pitch shaken with that top-level shot. Just kind of caught out in rotation.
Valence was just trying to leave it on a platter there and keep it for another teammate, but by the time he was able to get up to it, Alvernia University White had already Marywood had already gotten out of the zone. Chance's shot there. They left it on a platter. Jacob will clean that up every single time. And Marywood will equalize here at 1 with 2:43 left.
Ends up being a double commit, but they do get a demo out of it, and Jacob will relieve some of that pressure, and Marywood is going to go hunting.
Marywood needs to be a little bit more careful here on the defensive side. I know they're looking for those passes, but they haven't been that clean, but that one is on the offensive side.
All the time, and now Marywood has been absolutely unchecked and untested as they've been upfield on that blue half. Well, they're going to have at least one more look here in late-term game number 1. That's a shot directly on target. It requires a save out of listed. One extra chance. That one's going to go right to a defender and will be slapped down. The Pacers, they will take game number 1.
Especially towards the end there in that last 10-second sequence where they lasered one on net. We need to see more of that.
If Alvernia doesn't watch out, it may be for Marywood's favor.
Yeah, both teams are really showing their hand offensively. They were taking more risks overall, which Alvernia needed to do late in that game anyways.
You know that Alvernia is trying to hunt down Marywood before something like this happens in count time. We have these 2 guys in the back, so there shouldn't be mistakes committed here. In fact, they're in a very stout rotation and a listed, and that's been a very sure thing, honestly. Jacob, as a third man, has been so keyed up on getting Marywood upfield, and this is a win. You should be getting it, and you will be getting it. Dupes is able to dupe them and scoop them. They tie this at 1.
And Alvernia now trying to add to a little bit of the momentum that they're trying to gain from that first goal. They will go back wall and nobody's there. Dupes, his second of the game in less than 15 seconds. And Alvernia's taking the lead. Pressure on here though. Slappa actually missed it there momentarily, and some help is coming, but not until a 50-50 lie there. And Listed was able to get into it first. Otherwise, that would have been trouble for sure for Marywood.
Alvernia, oh man, immediately with a rocket on target. Top 90 in Valence. This is one that's not going to be missing. Breadman with the crazy feed. They see their player, their teammate upfield, and what a beamer, as that's a 75-mile-an-hour fastball, and Bear. Suddenly, the Wolves get 3 in a row. Really control the pitch because Marywood can be very fast about it. 30 seconds to go. You don't need a hyper commit. That's a great side lateral pass to be able to just turn it into a shot on target. Listed from distance has been a sniper, very lethal, but Alvernia very resistant. You see Dupes already. Look at that pre-jump. What a read. Slappa not having a chance at it, and the defense for Marywood left just with their heads on a swivel, but they are just spinning, and one goes back to the Wolves.
And that play does not happen and force Marywood backwards like that. If Dupes had not kicked that off, yeah, Breadman was in the right spot, but Dupes kicked it off with that pre-jump read. Though, as Marywood tried to bring it back within 1, there would have been plenty of time to get back into it. And maybe create a kickoff play, but now the time will expire. So that is now out the window. It'll be Alvernia White to get their first win of the series, and not surprised, Young Monkey Man, that we're even at 1 here in this series.
And give it to Dupes. Dude came out, I think, with a hat trick in that game.
He did. Yeah, he had the first 2 early back-to-back goals, and then settled in and got the the cushion that led them to victory there. Back in that play where Dupez was able to kind of trap it in for that goal, it's, in my eyes, like you have to launch sooner there. You put yourself in that awkward spot when you had members downfield. You really just want to launch it there, especially, you know, when you're not waiting for the rest of your cavalry to get downfield.
I think that Slappa and Jacob were taking turns trying to feed Enlisted this the hot hand. Fourth, I want to see how this gets either calmed down or riled up here for this first minute of play.
Yeah, Slappa made some great decisions, you know, based off of what I said with Marywood. You know, they weren't the strongest overall as a unit, so Slappa can really lead by example here, and you can tell he's been doing just that. Great pass, good read from Breadman, shut down again as Dupez gets back to that one too. Marywood with a couple of great chances, but Alvernia was up for the task.
What a couple of saves in sequence by the Golden Wolves. Valens to the crossbar! Oh, put a cherry on top of that milkshake. It's way too sweet. Look at this one in quick succession, in stride, extra tap, and just under and done. Alvernia. Wow, what a counterplay.
Valens back on it. 50-50 here in the corner will be left for Dupez. He'll take a shot, but that one's easily handled as Enlisted was in the right position. Now got Slappa. The shot, what a save as Valens able to get back to it. And Jacob will try to transition it here. Still has his pressure. Enlisted side pass. Slappa couldn't get to it in time. Dupez able to get across, but great sequence. Just launch it here to an open corner. No longer open as Breadman finds balance in a great passing play downfield. Alvernia University White showcasing some of that passing that you called out lately. Very notable in this one. And with 8 seconds left, Marywood needs one now. It is not to be. Valens will even fake it just to ensure it. So Alvernia University White, your Hail Monkey Man will go to match point. And we talk about Marywood when you kick it off with that 1-0 early in the series. What else can you do here?
They fixed that. They went right back into a much more standard rotation and then quickly were able to counter.
Yeah, Marywood was taking advantage. I think I mentioned this in game number 1, taking advantage of Alvernia University White's mistakes. And now I've seen less and less mistakes. There's been a couple of shots that have been off the mark, you know, as far as their offense goes, that they can even clean up further. But no real mistakes that leaves an opportunity or an opening at all for Marywood. And so that clean play, the way they've been able to settle in, Marywood's got to make an adjustment. It's got to be less so being reactive and taking advantage of opportunities from mistakes, and more so getting out and establishing your play style. Get out and match that pace, even exceed that pace, and get out there and try to get this next win. Otherwise, it'll be a 3-1 victory. You know, in match points, backs against the wall, it's do or die for Marywood.
Slappa and Enlisted do what they want and then be able to respond, kick the ball back into the blue half, and then continue on with offense. That has not been the case at all. We've seen Dupez being very conscientious yet very aggressive about how he challenges out and taking away these opportunities before they manifest. Breadman has been quietly the workhorse between both Dupez and Valens, and they're going to try and be even louder about it now as they get this one taken away. Marywood has some work to do if they do want to force a game 5. I wouldn't be surprised if we get there, though.
I wouldn't either. It's been that close. In Marywood, they will strike first. Jacob finally back in the spotlight here. It did hang back as that third man on the side wall and stuck with it. He had about 200 boosts in his tank there to get back to that one. And a 1-0 lead here for Marywood.
Oh man, I'm sure he was able to grab some just right there, but Dupez was operating on 5 boosts for the last 20 seconds. Shot on target will be denied. Guess who? It's Dupez. This time, they're trying to dupe the defense. It's a foot race, a 1v3. Valens trying to be able to feed the beast. Oh, but it's just a man too far.
And Jacob has an opportunity here to transition back down, but a good cutoff from Dupez with those reads that we've seen so many times in this series. And speaking of plenty of times we've seen it, Valens, another bullet, as this one will be 68 miles per hour from the left wall. And now we'll pull them back within one, or sorry, they'll equalize here at 1. With 1:04 left, Alvernia finally an offensive chance, and they'll bury it.
Waiting to at least get Slappa out. They're going to adapt. Oh, that's a double commit. Dupez goes forward. Breadman trying to put it back, and now it becomes, can they get the defense to rotate back?
Slappa looking for him. Good pass. Jacob there. Shut down by Dupez. Down to 20 seconds left, and Valens will chop it off, looking for a teammate here. Back down to him. Shot taken. Slappa up for the challenge. A big save.
10 seconds to go. Big demo. Breadman just needs to win a one-on-one. He goes 50 to the midfield. They actually will back up. Valence is getting called off by Dupes, who will try to challenge away. And this could be the series if it goes to regulation. And instead, overtime on the way. Marywood looking to extend this BO5 to its 5th iteration. And the Golden Wolves trying to just shut it down here in 4. Just taking them on in 1v numbers. Slappa is going to climb the ladder. And that's going to be a nice pinch, but it's all to set up Jacob. I thought that that would actually go to Enlisted, but they recognized that they were way too far committed. That's a shot on target. And Valence, he just finishes the game. They see Enlisted going to their own net, and they just take a shot on target again.
And they said, hey, get out of my way on the defensive side, and then Valence doing what he does best, the striker in hands. And they're the overtime winners to take this series 3-1. Alvernia Whites will get this series win in 4.